Hi everyone, we are on lesson 6.5. That is page 243 in your colored math book. Today we are going to try to find equivalent fractions. And we've already done this, finding equivalent fraction. If you remember, equivalent fractions means fractions that are equal. So the question asks, how can you use the strategy make a table to solve problems using equivalent fractions? All right, let's see what they're going to make us do. Anaya is planting a flower garden. The garden will have no more than 12 equal sections. 3/4 of the garden will have daisies. What other fractions could represent the part of the garden that will have daisies? So we need to figure out the question, what other fractions could represent the part of the garden that will have, daisies? My underlining, The next information that we know is that they're going to have no more than 12 equal sections. No more than 12 equal sections. And 3/4 of the garden. So there's 3/4 of the garden. Try to underline that 4. All right. 3/4 of the garden will have daisies. All right. So let's see what let's start answering these questions down here. What do I need to find? What do I need to find? All right. I need to find blank that could represent the part of the garden that will have daisies. Blank that could represent the part of the garden that will have daisies. What do I need to put in that blank? What do I need to find? The fractions. So what do I need to find? Fractions that could represent the part of the garden that will have daisies, because that's what they're giving us right here, and we need to find that also with an equivalent fraction. Other fractions are equivalent fractions. All right, next question. What information do I need to use? So what information do I have? Well, I already underlined this right here. 12 equal sections. We know that. There was no more than 12 equal sections. And then we know that 3/4 of the garden will have daisies. Blank of the garden will have daisies. How much of the garden? 3/4 of the garden will have daisies. The garden will not have more than blank equal sections. I already got the information right here, 12. All right, how will I use the information? How will you use the information? What were we learning in this section? We were learning, so how will I use this section? I will make a table. Oh, that is some fabulous writing, I know. Make a table to find, equivalent fractions. Yeah, this word's, let me use my typing tool. Because that may just never fit in there. Oh, much better. I should have tried this from the beginning. All right, whoops. Equivalent fractions to solve the problem. All right. So I can make a table to find equivalent fractions to solve the problem. All right, let's see how. So we've gotten the way we're going to do it. So now let's see how we are going to do it. So next page. Well, not the next page for you, the next page for me. I can make a table to draw models to find equivalent fractions. So here's 3/4. 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, 4 sections. What equivalent fraction could I make? Remember how we did this the other day? We just split it in half. So now how many total sections do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total sections. And how many are shaded in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So it's 6/8. Let's try another one. If we split it right here, let's see. I'm going to put a little dot to make sure I have 2. Then I have 1, 2, and I could split it here, and I'd have 1, 2. So it is every section have 2 squares in it. So I could make this an equivalent fraction. As long as you're breaking your boxes and they all have the same amount, so each one, I was just counting 2 down, but each one would have 4 in the section. 4, 4, and they have, oops, I didn't go all the way over here. And they all have 4 in them. So each piece is equal. So now we have another equivalent fraction. How many total boxes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces. And how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 are shaded. So let's answer the question. What other fractions could represent the part of the garden that will have daisies? Well, we could have 6/8, or we could also have 9/12. These are just possible answers. You could have many other answers besides this, because remember, you could just multiply. Here we multiplied whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. So we multiplied by 2. I'm going to put a little 2 here. We multiplied by 2 down here to get 3 times 2 was 6. 4 times 2 is 8. That's how we got 6/8. And then here, if we multiplied, we would multiply by, by 3. 3 times 3 was 9. 4 times 3 is 12. And that's how we got those two equivalent fractions. So I could multiply by any number. I could get bigger numbers than that. But that is exactly how you would do that. Let's try the next one. So this one we drew a picture and we made a table. Let's try the next one and see how we can do it that one. Two friends are knitting scarves. Each scarf has 3 rectangles, and 2/3 of the rectangles have stripes. If the friends are making 10 scarves, how many rectangles do they need? How many rectangles will have stripes? So we need to answer 2 questions here. How many rectangles do they need, and how many rectangles will have stripes? So each scarf has 3 rectangles. 2/3 of the rectangles have stripes if the friends are making 10 scarves. So we have lots of information. 3 rectangles, 2/3 of the rectangles have stripes, and we're making 10 scarves. What do I need to find? What information do I need to find? Well, I need to find how many rectangles they need for 10 scarves. And I need to find how many rectangles will have stripes. Exactly what it says right here. How many rectangles do they need? So you need to write this part. That needs to go there. And how many rectangles will have stripes? Needs to go there as well. All right, those 2 things you need to find out. Next, what information do I need to use? I need to use each scarf has 3 rectangles. So this part I need to use for down here. Each scarf has 3 rectangles. 2/3 of the rectangles have stripes. And there are 10 scarves. So this needs to go down here. There are 10 scarves. So I'm going to use 3 rectangles. 2/3 of the rectangles have stripes, and there are 10 scarves. That's all the information. How will I use this information? I will make a table to find the fractions of the rectangles with stripes for the different number of scarves. I'm going to make a table. All right. Let's go to the next page. I'm going to draw my table. All right. First, I'm going to put up here scarves. I'm just going to put an S. You guys should write it in, but you know, my handwriting is, not so good sometimes with this. All right. Scarves. And then down here is going to be the number of rectangles with stripes. And then the total number will be underneath. Total number of rectangles. Total rectangles. So, if I have 1 scarf, I'm going to have 2 will have stripes. 2 rectangles will have stripes, but we'll have a total of 3 rectangles. That's what the problem said. The next one, if I have 2, I'm going to have 4, 6. I'm just doubling it. If I have 3, I'm going to have 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. I want you guys to finish filling out the rest of this. If you have any questions, let me know. Remember, you are making tables. See you in class. Bye, everyone.